Hello and welcome. In this video, I will be showing you a technique that you can be using for when there are issues and conflicts between family members. In particular, in this case, with a spouse, I will use husband because I mostly work with women as an example. So EFT, what is that? The word stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And it draws from a number of different modalities, among those ancient Chinese acupressure points. So basically you can use this technique to remove pain, suffering, emotional blocks, etc. And you can use it for a number of different ailments, issues that you might be having, phobias, anxiety, depression, addiction. You can use it for weight loss. The list goes on. But in this video, I will use conflict, or when you're finding a family member, your husband in particular, annoying, and it's creating friction and issues and stress, and it might be even causing you to eat stuff that you don't necessarily want to be eating. So in using this technique, we will be tapping on certain points of the body. So we start with the karate chop here. We move to the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, crease of the chin, under the collarbones, and side, or under your arm, basically where your bra strap would go, and then top of the head, and then you go back. And I will guide you through this. So a couple of guidelines before we get started. Number one is to, as I say these phrases, repeat them out loud with me. That's very important. So try to find a quiet spot and watch this video and do the sequence with me and say the words out loud. You can choose to use slightly different words if you feel more comfortable doing so, even better. And the second thing is that when you do this, it's really important that you load up the feeling, the feeling of being irritable, annoyed, angry, frustrated with your husband in this case, because then we can release it using this technique. The other thing before we get started is that before you start, you want to ask yourself this question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how annoyed, irritated, angry, frustrated am I with my husband right now? If it's an 8, for example, you write down the number 8 so you will remember it. And then you go through the tapping sequence that I will show you in this video. And then after you've done, you ask yourself again, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most frustrated, annoying, annoyed, angry, you ask yourself, how on the scale, how annoyed are you, or angry, or sad about the situation. And you might have to repeat it a few times before you get the number down considerably, and then repeat it whenever you feel the need to do so. Let's get started. I will be looking at a script that I have here. All you need to do is watch this video, follow me, and say the words out loud. I will try not to speak too quickly and to pause in between the phrases so you have time to repeat the words. Okay, let's get started. Oh, one more thing before I forget. So it doesn't matter if you do it on your left or on your left or on your right. You can do it with both hands at the same time if you wanted to. Some people feel more comfortable doing it that way. Yes, I think that was everything. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Even though my husband drives me completely crazy, I love and accept myself. Even though my husband drives me crazy, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though my husband drives me crazy, he just really pisses me off. Maybe I'm just really angry with them right now because they don't listen. He doesn't listen. Or maybe he just drives me crazy in general. And even though my husband drives me crazy, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself anyways. And I also choose to love and accept and honor my husband. My husband drives me crazy. My husband is driving me crazy. The things that he does, the things that he says. It's hard to believe it's my husband who says these things. How can he be so insensitive? How can he behave like this? How can he do these things to me and say these things to me? How can he hurt me this way? Why doesn't he love me more? Why doesn't he treat me better? Why doesn't he treat himself better? Why doesn't he do better? Why doesn't he help me? All is upset just because of my husband. And I choose to clear it because I can clear it. Regardless of whether what my husband might or might not be doing. He's not driving me crazy. I'm driving myself crazy. It is my thought. It's my thought that is driving me crazy. My thoughts about what he is or is not doing and contributing with. And I realize that I do have it in my power to change my thinking. I might not be able to change my husband, but I can change my thoughts about him and my reaction to what he does or doesn't do. And I can change what I feel about him. I choose to feel love for my husband. I choose to love my husband. Even if he's not perfect. Even if he doesn't do everything that I want him to do or ask him to do. Because allowing him to drive me crazy is harmful to me. Allowing him to drive me crazy isn't doing anyone any good. It sure isn't changing him. And it sure isn't helping me. I'm releasing this need to feel upset. To be upset. Because I'd rather feel good. I'm allowing myself to feel really, really good about my husband. As crazy as my husband may be. Regardless of whatever crazy thing he might be doing. I'm allowing myself to see and feel and enjoy peace. I'm allowing myself to see love for myself and for my husband. I'm allowing myself to feel love. And I'm sending love to my husband. Allowing myself to feel a lot of love. In body, mind, and spirit. I'm finished taking a deep breath. And then ask yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, how annoyed, upset, angry, frustrated do you feel with your husband on a scale from 1 to 10 right now? And if it's still high, just repeat this sequence again that I showed you in the video. Thank you so much for watching.